Well, good morning, everybody. Hey, it's Linda Anderson here from Linda Lou Creates, and thanks for joining me this morning. I always get excited when it's celebration time at Stampin' Up! Because that means free stuff with qualifying purchases, which I never seem to have a problem qualifying for the free stuff. So anyway, excuse me. Today I am sharing the designer series paper that you can get for free with a $50 purchase. It's called Sunny Days, and it coordinates with this bundle called Bright Skies. So you get this fun stamp set and then the coordinating dies to go with it. Sorry for the glare. So I did use this stamp set for the flower and then the die also that goes with it you see on this card, but the sentiments also came from a Saleabration stamp set, another one that you could choose for with a $50 purchase, and this one called Heartfelt Hellos. I thought this was a great basic sentiment set, and I wanted to highlight this one for you guys too. So, all right, let's get started. I want to start with this card. Now, the thing that I'm fascinated is how colors speak to me. I am not a shaded spruce person, but let me tell you, I think I'm a convert now. Having it with the pool party and of all things black, I love it. I'll be honest with you, I love it. But like I said, in the past, it was not my go-to green color. So for this card, the card base is the thick basic white top folding, my favorite. That means that it's 11 by 4 1/4. Inside, I just put another strip of the a piece of the designer series paper that I have. Also, let me get a few things moved around here. I have a piece of just basic white cardstock. You won't see it on here because this is what I'm going to layer everything on. This just helps me. I just am more comfortable having something to glue all of my layers onto in order to, in my mind, keep them straight. So this is 3 3/4 by 5. Designer series paper, 3 3/4 wide, 3 1/4 inches tall. And that's just going to go right down here at the bottom. Again, another piece of the designer series paper. This is, yes, 3 3/4 wide and then 1 3/4 tall. So these two will just layer one right on top of the other. So let me go ahead and do that real quick, and then I will get you to the rest of it. I mean, look at that. Isn't that fun? The shaded spruce pool party. Love it. Love it. Okay, so this, I am just going to adhere down to the bottom. And now this piece, it doesn't matter on this piece if you get it to, if it overlaps here or if it's too short there, your sentiment strip is going to cover it up. I have got glue everywhere, so let me get that cleaned up. So here we go. I am just now going to get this up at the top, and there's an itty bitty gap in mine, and that's fine because, like I said, we're going to end up covering it up with this piece of the black. Now the black is 3 3/4 wide and then 1 inch tall. Whatever, as far as the height of your strip, it depends on your sentiment, of course. The width, you're going to want to keep it the same. Now, I embossed, so that means using the stamp and using Versamark ink, sprinkling on the white embossing powder, and then heating it with your heat tool. I don't like doing that on lives, and the only reason is, boy, does it get loud. So I'll be honest with you, that's why I don't do it, and I have it done ahead of time. So wherever you want to put that strip down, your sentiment strip, go for it. Just make sure you cover up that seam there. So, all right, so let me get, boy, my hands still are very sticky. So I'm going to go ahead now and get this put down to my white card base. And yes, I am just putting it straight down. I know, what has happened that I'm not using all these dimensionals like I normally do. Don't worry, this phase will pass very soon, this flat card phase. Here are two of the flowers that I stamped using the Shaded Spruce ink. I stamped it onto Pool Party and then die cut it out using the Bright Skies bundle here. So both the flower and the die come in this bundle. So I just adhered these two together with a couple dimensionals. So here, I am getting my dimension then this way. And now I'm going to just go ahead. See, I told you, I am so sticky with my fingers still. So I just felt like I needed something initially. I tried putting just some embellishments down, but it just needed a little something else. So that's why I went with the flowers then. But speaking of embellishments, yes, I am going with my favorite festive pearls. And I decided to go with the gold on these. You can do whatever color that you prefer. Now I happen to pick up two of these. So let's go ahead, start popping them down. Just to kind of visually fill in the space. So up here, just a few little ones there, and then down here at the bottom on the right, bottom right. So, all right, so there we go. Card number 1 is done. Let's go on to the next one. That one will be, again, the Shaded Spruce. And again, these colors, like I said, they just really spoke to me. So here, let me move that one off to the side. Believe it or not, it's a Shaded Spruce card base. I actually had to dig around in my stash to find, I was down to my last sheet of it. And I did have to find it. And now I'm going to have to order it because I did find one more pack of it. So inside, I just used, again, a scrap of the Sunny Days Designer Series paper. And then my sentiment, it comes from that Zany Zoo stamp set from the annual catalog. So that is in there. Okay, now let me start from the bottom. I have a piece of Pool Party here. This is 5 1/8 by 3 7/8. That makes my Designer Series paper then 5 by 3 3/4. So there's just going to be a very small margin then of the Pool Party peeking out. So let's go ahead and get that put down. I love that color, that design there. So sometimes when I find ones that are double-sided that I like both sides, boy, it's tough to figure out which one I want to use. So now in regards to Saleabration, like I said, qualifying purchases, that means either $50 or $100. Now that's pre-shipping and tax and all of that stuff. So get your orders in because it is only through the end of February. Now, sometimes things sell out, especially these consumables like the Designer Series paper often sell out. So don't miss out on it. All right, now I do have another piece of the paper here, the Designer Series paper. And this piece measures 2 1/4 by 4. Now my Shaded Spruce is 2 3/8. And then the length is slightly less than 4 1/8. It's, I guess, you know, it's what, 4 1/16 or something. I just go a little bit less than 4 1/8. The reason being, I am putting my sheet, or my piece here rather, of the pattern paper all the way up flush to the top. So I only need a tiny little bit of margin of the layer underneath that Shaded Spruce. So if you did it, if you would cut it out to 4 1/8, that would there would be more sticking out at the bottom than on the sides, and no big deal because you could just trim it off then. So, all right, so let me get this all the way flush to the top. Straight would be nice, Linda. There we go. But that's the beauty of the liquid glue. It lets you do it and move it around. So here we go. I am now going to take this strip and just put it again flush to the top of the bottom layer here. So let's go ahead and get that done. Then I'm going to stick it down to my card. So let me just turn this sideways so I can see. And I will eyeball it that I am in the center. Sometimes eyeballing is good, sometimes it is not. So we're going to pretend that that one is good. All right, this will now go down to my shaded spruce card base. And here it is. Notice when I'm concentrating, I can't talk at the same time. All right, sentiment. Here we go. Again from this, let me bring it back. Heartfelt hellos. The enjoy your day and hello were my favorite in there. So those are kind of the most cards that I send, which makes me think enjoy your day for me is a birthday card. So the white strip, measures, let me see here. Oh, 7/8 wide by 2 7/8 long. The shaded spruce layer underneath is 1 by 3. Again, you'd cut it based on your sentiment. All right. So whatever works best for you. Now you can very easily just put that down and that is good to go. Now, the only thing I wanted to do was just to add a little bit of the color. I really thought that that was clever having the black in there. So let's put some of this gingham ribbon, and I'm cheating. I don't know if it's a cheat, but it's the easiest. We'll make that little X, and I'm just finding some washi tape that I just happen to have. You can use Scotch tape, and I am going to go ahead and just adhere that down flat because this will cover it up, will it? I put too much down. It will not cover it up if you put too much of it down. So let me see if I can snip a little bit of it off. And perhaps that will work. Much better. So there we go. Now, another thing you can do is, because I think I'm still a little, excuse me, is just kind of roll this on top of itself. And then I do have a glue dot that I can adhere that down with. So I think that's going to work better for me because I really did get that washi tape a little bit too wide. All right. This is not meant to work for me today, is it? Here is my glue dot. And let's adhere this down. And now this will go right over it. All right, I have some dimensionals on the back of this, just the ends of it. And notice how I'm kind of moving the ribbon because I feel like I have it too big of an X. So now I can have it not quite so wide sticking out on that. So, all right, so there is my sentiment, nice and crooked. I'll work on that another time. So let's go ahead and add a few of the gold festive pearls. And I just added 3 this time. This kind of gave me a masculine vibe for a birthday card. So there we go. Card number 2. is now done. So let me clean up my spot to bring in the last one. Okay. And here we go. This is the last one. In this pack, this is my favorite. These poppies, I'm going to call them. That sheet is my favorite. The problem is then on the back of it is this paper, the sun, and it just looks so good together. I know. So that means I'm going to have to place another order so I can get more of this designer series paper, right? That's how my thinking goes. So here we go. I have a pool party card base, again, top folding, using more scraps. And again, happy birthday to you. The sentiment from the Zany Zoo stamp set. This paper, 4 by 5 1/4. So I'm going to go ahead and just adhere that down. See, this is a bigger piece. Isn't that beautiful? I could do this. Let me see. You know what? Let's reverse it. No. Yeah. Let's reverse it. So, always what you want to be doing on a live video is changing your mind and doing something different. So it's not that I see more of this paper, but it just, I don't know, this paper, I just love the colors in it. So it's the Poppy Parade, it's the Petal Pink, and I'm not sure if that's Crushed Curry or Daffodil Delight then that they're using there, but love it. So 4 by 5 1/4. This piece now is 2 7/8 by 3 7/8. That way then I'm going to adhere it to a piece of Poppy Parade, which is 3 by 4. Okay, so let me do that. And like I said, I'm going to switch it around. So doing these layers, that is the fun part for me. That way I can get some other color in there, maybe just a hint of another color is what I want to add. So that's why I love making these very thin, just 1/8 of an inch wider or bigger on the cardstock layers than underneath. So I already have dimensionals on the back, so let's go ahead and get those, this one adhered down. Okay. Sometimes the dimensionals, getting the backing off is the hardest part. So I just have fun opening up a new pack of paper like this and then going through the different designs of it and then coming up with cards with it. So that's what I love to do. Now, I should not have done that yet. I did that on my sample card and promised myself I would not do it now, but this should have gone down. I am going to just eliminate that for this time because of my goof. Instead, I'm going to just have the bow up here instead. So this card is a total mashup from this one. So 1 inch wide is what this sentiment is. Banner cut and some dimensionals on the back. Yes, quite a few dimensionals on the back, I know. I stamped this in black ink, the black Memento ink. Got it re-inked, so it is really doing me a good since I've done that. So let me just see if I want to do this instead. All right. This card is just being done on the fly. So here's what we're going to do. Put the sentiment up at the top. And I'm going to put the bow up here as well so that it looks like it's connected to something as opposed to just being right up here in the corner, sort of floating in air. So let me find those glue dots. And I'm going to put one on the back of the bow. Sometimes I put it on the back of the bow. Sometimes I put it directly down. So let's get this put right here. All right, as you know, I need a few more of my festive pearls on here. So I'm going to mix it up too with this, might as well, and use the red ones. All right, I put the gold ones here, but because I have the yellow here, I'm going to go ahead and I'm thinking, sorry. Let's get the red ones then put down here. I like doing it around a sentiment sometimes too, my embellishments, because I feel like it really draws the eye and highlights the sentiment then that you have there. So, all right, so here is the thinking on the fly alternative to my sample card. Not sure which one I like better, so they're both kind of cool. So, all right, let me bring the other ones in so I can show you. So we have that here and here. So don't be afraid to go out of your comfort zone like I did with the colors. That shaded spruce. Adding black to it just really made it pop. And then don't be afraid to kind of change up the way you do things, because like I said, this one turned into this one today. So, well, hey guys, thanks so much. I really appreciate you joining me today. If you need any more information regarding Saleabration and how you too can get some free stuff, let me know. I will be more than happy to help you out on that regard. So, all right. I hope you have a great weekend. I'll talk to you later. Bye now.